10 real married couples.
Stand by, CP4 and music.
Sleeping together is
10 seconds.
I'm all alone up there. I'll sleep in bed with
Here
you.
we go in 4,
Dreams do come true on
3,
The Marriage Raft,
2,
next Thursday, 10/9 Central
1.
on NBC.
Play CP4, track it.
Live in the triangle.
Send my camera to
Accurate,
two
balanced,
shots,
to
some of
the
anchors.
point. This is NBC 17 News
Mike, both
at 11.
anchors. Q,
Good evening, I'm
play
Melanie
super.
Sanders.
And I'm Donald Jones. We
CP4
thank
is
you
clear.
for joining us.
Turn
The
to camera
search
one,
is on
take.
tonight in Durham for whoever fired a
Send my
bullet
CP3.
through the windshield of Police Chief Jose Lopez's
Take
car.
CP3.
It happened around
Send my
2
CP4,
o'clock this
going for that
afternoon
one
at the
package.
intersection of Roxborough and Dillard Streets, right in the heart of the American Tobacco campus. Police say suspects in 2 vehicles were firing at each other when they came upon the chief's unmarked car.
Play CP4, track it.
In a story you'll see only on
Here goes
NBC
the one
17,
sound
Chief
full.
Lopez describes what he was feeling to our Steve Sprazier.
Roll one track, dissolve one sound.
It can happen to me, it can happen to anyone else.
Durham's police chief literally drove into the middle of trouble. They
Need to take a proactive stance on this and make sure that we
clear.
take care of the
Stand by,
violence
we
in the
got
city of Durham.
In Durham,
5,
I'm Steve
4,
Sprazier,
Mike
NBC 17 News.
Take camera 1.
One person was
Sample
injured
like
in
two
the
to
shooting,
view.
but his condition has not been released. The person who fired the shots has not been found. Police will only say he was driving an
Roll
SUV-style
2.
vehicle.
Take. Go ahead
The
and put
longtime
CP2
sheriff
and
of Robeson
Donald, thank you.
County, convicted of corruption
Super
charges 2 years
is
ago,
clear.
is finishing his 2-year sentence at his home. The Fayetteville Observer
Pickups on,
reports
camera
Glenn
one with
Maynor was
CQ2 in
released
it.
from federal prison in New Jersey last month. His sentence will officially end at the end of May.
Take camera 1.
Maynor was one of
Send my
23
Melanie, camera
current or
5.
former Robeson County
Generic.
deputies convicted of corruption as
Mike
part
Melanie.
of Operation Tarnished Badge.
Take camera 5.
A fight in front of LIGON Middle School this afternoon ended with 3 people being taken
Roll
into
3.
custody.
Take
It happened
3
around 2:30 at the bus
Send me
stop
Black
in front of the
1, sound
school.
full.
Witnesses tell us a huge crowd gathered to
Super is
watch
clear.
and watch those yell. Well, the crowd quickly ran after a deputy used pepper spray to break things up.
Roll one track, wipe one
It
sound.
was a big fight, and
Alexis
the police
is
tried
in.
to stop it, and then they sprayed
clear.
pepper spray, and it got everywhere.
Another
I just
side,
think
or
it's
another
bad. I think it's
super is
bad.
in.
It's not a conducive environment
And
for
it's
learning for
clear.
anyone.
Mike Q,
15
Melanie.
to 20 students were
Semi
treated
Donald
for
on
pepper
camera
spray.
1
2
with
teenagers
generic.
were charged as juveniles. A third, 16-year-old Ahmed Barnes, is charged with assault. More charges are possible. A school spokesperson says none of the students
Brady
involved
Donald
in the
on 1.
fight actually
Mike
attended school
Donald,
today.
take camera
For the
1.
second
Sample
time
like
in as
2
many
to
days,
VO.
there's been a wreck involving South Johnston High School students not far from the school. But this time,
Roll
no one
2.
was seriously hurt.
Take 2
6
VO.
students were involved in a chain
Sample like
reaction
3,
wreck at
sound
the entrance to the
full.
school this morning.
Super is clear.
It came as students were gathered in the parking lot to remember 16-year-old Jesse Farrell. He died yesterday after being thrown from his truck about a mile from the school. Another teenager was seriously injured. The Highway Patrol
Stay away from
says
that 3
it's
sound
all
full.
serving as a painful reminder.
Roll 3 track and dissolve
We
3
often
sound.
think that we're bulletproof, and
Sergeant
we're not.
is in.
But when you get behind a 4,000-pound vehicle
And he's clear.
and you exceed the posted speed limit on a road that cannot
to
accommodate
have
that
problems.
speed,
3,
you're going to have problems.
2, Mike Q.
30 teenagers have
Semi-black
died on
one's
Johnston
VO for
County
Donald.
roads since 2007. Because of
Key up
that,
for me,
schools now
George on
require
5.
students to take special
Roll
defensive
1.
driving
And
classes.
dissolve.
A Nightdale teen killed in a crash last year
Out
was
of this,
remembered
Donald,
today
I'm
at
sorry,
Eastlake
Melanie,
High
5,
School
Keith,
in a
Super
blood
is
drop.
in.
16-year-old Gavin Westover died last year, but his
Super is
organ
clear.
donation
Semi Melanie, 5,
saved the
Keith
lives of
next
4
for
people.
8:15.
That's what prompted students to dedicate today's blood drive to his memory. More than 300 students
Mike
and
Mel.
teachers gave blood.
Hundreds
Take.
of teachers could lose their
CP3 to
jobs
full
as
screen.
Durham school leaders deal with severe budget cuts. Tonight, we got our first look at the system's plan. Here's the bottom line. Interim Superintendent Hank Hurd's proposal cuts $20 million in spending.
Add.
85% of that is in job cuts.
Add.
That equals out to more than 260 teaching jobs.
Last
Such
add.
a cut could force class
No more
sizes
ads,
up to 35 children per classroom. Our Jacqueline Estelos has
Like 2
reaction
sound full.
from all sides.
Roll 2 track, wipe 2 sound.
It's a mediocre proposal, basically. You're setting us up for
Super is
failure.
And those
Yeah,
are the
it's clear.
sentiments of many students, like sophomore Elisa Benitez, who attended the Durham School Board meeting tonight, where the superintendent presented the $20 million in budget reductions, including teacher cuts.
But 80% of our money is spent in salaries and benefits, so that you cannot accomplish $20 million in reductions without cutting people.
There are major academic achievement problems in Durham public schools,
John is in.
and it's certainly not going to improve if you cut teaching positions.
And Christy Moore with the Durham Association of Teachers says with these cuts, it's impossible to give the students what they need.
There's no way that we can give students one-on-one attention the way that we know they deserve.
There will also be other cuts in central office staff, textbooks, technology, and other supplies.
I like that Jacqueline actually used
angry
a light
about all the budget cuts that I've heard of. I don't think that it's fair what they want to give us.
All these cuts are in addition to the millions of dollars in reductions the district made last year.
We lost 100 and some last year, and class sizes have already increased.
But school officials say there may be one way to save jobs.
The Board of Ed is committed that if any money is provided back to us by the county, that it will restore teaching positions.
But now they say it's a waiting game for everyone. Jacqueline Astalis, NBC 17 News.
The next step is a public hearing a week from today. The board will present its plan to county commissioners May 25th.
The man tapped to be Durham's next superintendent was briefly seen at tonight's meeting, one day after his hiring was announced. Earlier, NBC 17 spoke with Dr. Eric Becoats about a scandal involving him at Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools almost a decade ago. While he was assistant superintendent there, Dr. Becoats was accused of using school resources for his private consulting business. He was later exonerated.
Roll a track, wipe one sound.
As a result of those concerns,
7 years ago is the outcue.
The consulting business did not get started or initiated, if you will.
And 4 to a Donaldville, 3.
Those concerns were addressed over 6-7 years ago.
Mike Q. Donald.
Durham School Board's chairwoman, Minnie Forte Brown, told us today a thorough background check on Becoats found he was exonerated of those accusations, so it was no longer an issue.
An autopsy is shedding new light tonight on the murder of State School Board member Kathy Taft. The medical examiner's report shows Taft was sexually assaulted and hit multiple times in the head with a heavy, blunt object. She died 3 days later after that attack after suffering a fractured skull and brain damage. 30-year-old Jason Williford has been arrested. He was arrested earlier this month, charged with murder and rape. He's due in court again in 2 weeks.
Wake County's ABC officers have broken up what they're calling a major drug operation. The Fast Facts show investigators arrested 5 people today and seized more than 240 marijuana plants. Police say the drugs came from 6 different houses converted to solely grow and sell marijuana. It comes at the end of a 5-month-long investigation. Each suspect faces multiple felony charges.
An NBC 17 investigation has changed the way some local homes will be built. At 7, we showed you the problem that was literally melting siding was being caused by the reflection from a neighbor's new low-emittance windows. Those green low-E windows are required on new homes in North Carolina. Well, our investigation taught a home builder a lesson he says everyone should know. Our Josh Green shows us in his special report you'll see only on NBC 17 News.
Roll 2 track, dissolve 2 sound.
And this is just shocking after 2 years to have to worry about replacing my siding, you know?
So Joe McCutcheon's siding was warped. The problem was where to turn.
Yeah, I told some people that my vinyl was melting, and they're like, "What do you mean your vinyl is melting?"
A house was melting? Well, we called his home builder. At first, the story sounded pretty unbelievable.
I chuckled a little bit, but I knew there was something that was going on because otherwise Joe wouldn't have been calling in.
Is the same thing happening to you? We want to hear about it. Shoot me an email. Tonight, Joe's builder told us he's already contacted the Wake County Home Builders Association, which plans on getting the word out about this unique situation. Josh Green, NBC 17 News.
Thanks, Josh. Well, if you're facing the same issue, you should check your warranty information that came in the packet at closing. Most siding manufacturers guarantee their work, which could mean they'll fix it one time. Well, an area town is facing accusations of racial profiling.
Still ahead, both sides of the debate over a police checkpoint near a Zebulon church.
And we were close to record low temperatures this morning. Now we'll be close to record highs this weekend. We'll talk about that and when rain will return to the forecast in just a few minutes.
First, though, things go from bad to worse along the Gulf Coast as oil begins reaching the fragile shoreline of Louisiana.
On a new Jay, Arnold
Good block.
Schwarzenegger.
Fantastic to have you here. I don't talk like that.
And Jay's tarot card reading gets really weird. Then on Jimmy, put on your bald caps, if you dare.